AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Hit that like button, man. Very few of you guys in the building. That notification is on. Unless hold on, let me check something, man. Tell me I F the ball. I don't know. Check real quick. Only had one this morning, right? Yep. Come on, man. I'm on it. Oh, no, it might not go through. What time did we start yesterday? You know, you got 24 hours. You can't even see what time. It don't matter. Who's in the building? Hit the like button. Damn it. Yeah. We see y'all. Oh, boy, what up?
Here to talk sports. Here to talk basketball. That's it. Everything else is irrelevant.
Anything else would be uncivilized.
Ball suckers.
That's it.
Come on, man. Big.
They are in the building. The beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant, the sexy, the exquisite, the elegant, the OG of OGs of the ladies of AllBall TV. Darlene Bryant is in the building. Darlene Bryant, what up, baby? King Speech, what up, baby? Yeah, Mike James, what up, baby? Nostalgic Nick. Fat Kism. Yeah, we in the building, Fabian. How you feeling?
It's Tuesday, 24th. We on, y'all. Beautiful day to talk basketball.
It is. I heard it's beautiful outside. I don't care about none of that. I'd rather be in here with the greatest chat in the world talking basketball, if you want me to be honest.
Come on, man. You kidding me? Of course, let's get right to it.
Yes.
Fat Kism, what's going on? Fat Kism, you said good evening as if you're in Europe or something. But you a Detroit fan? You can explain in the comments. Okay, thanks, Fat Kism. What should be I got the poll. Oh, you got another one?
Lovely, the extravagant, the sexy, the exquisite, the elegant. Wonder Woman is in the building. Wonder Woman, what up, baby? Listen, big shit out Detroit. Fabian, while you look for a poll, maybe the poll should be who's the MVP of the season. Listen, if y'all ain't hear what Wemby had to say, we about to react to it. So I don't think it should be another poll. Who's the real MVP of the season? But big shout out Detroit. Listen, I love the healthy smoke, Fabian, we have with Detroit. Like, I actually love it. I thought it would have been Atlanta when we had Trae Young, right? Even Boston fans. But the way Detroit Pistons this season is standing up for their city, for their team, and the way they be in this building, listen, Mike T, what up? Detroit, y'all know y'all can all go to hell, respectfully, but I love the healthy smoke from y'all. Listen, keep showing love. That's right.
They only give me 4 options. I got Wemby, SGA, Luka. Should we go Cade or Joe? We keep it at Cade, man. We got out. Come on, man. Detroit's in the building.
Yeah, we keep it at Cade. Listen, Joker and them is a good team. Remember, but at the end of the day, you know, he's. I think the league and the fans are getting a little Joker fatigue. It's sad that life goes like that, right? It happens with Jordan, Kobe, of course, LeBron, right? Guys be so good for so long that you just want to hear and see a new face. But yeah, but I think Fabian, the MVP race is definitely 6 players, not in no specific order, but Wemby, Jaylen Brown, Cade, Joker, Luka, and SGA. Fabian, I gotta ask you.
Cade's in there.
Brother, I name Cade. Cade, Luka, SGA, Joker, Wemby, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown can't be forgotten about in that, right? But Fabian, let me ask you.
Oh, especially the way Tatum is out here fucking it up.
Yeah, way Tatum out here hating.
That light skin sauce. That light skin sauce. We gotta pause that.
Yeah. before we get to the topic, big shout out to the chat. Y'all know the deal. Hit that like button. All ball reactions in the afternoon. Y'all know we got Knicks rehab 8 o'clock at night or sometimes 7:30 when there's a game like tonight. We will be live during the Knicks versus the Pelicans. Y'all see up there, hit that Cash App. AB, what is it? ABTV3?
Yes, indeed.
Because I can't see it. ABTV3, and y'all know the drill. If y'all haven't done it already, please support the new Instagram page, AllBall TV 3_. Listen, we have a lot of love over here. We need that love over there as well. We trying to like really corner the market. So come on, go follow the Instagram page, AllBall TV _3. Fabian, before we get to the first topic, is this one of, in chat, I need y'all to jump in on this. Hit that like button. Chat, is this one of the best MVP races of all time with the players that's involved from just a talent standpoint? Because if you go back to, because I don't want to go further than Jordan, but if you go back to when Mike was winning MVPs up until LeBron, right? If you stay in that, then Curry. Who was the candidates when Mike was winning MVPs? Who was the candidates when LeBron was? Now, I'm not saying 2, 3, 4 players, but for 6 players of this magnitude. Oh, the beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant, the sexy, the exquisite, the elegant. Rhonda Flores is in the building. Rhonda Flores, what up, baby? Yeah, Fabian, before we get to it, how do you feel about, it's a legit 6 players that whoever wins it, I don't think nobody would have a problem, honestly.
Remember Shaq when Steve Nash won?
Right, but who
Tim
else was
Duncan.
candidates?
Tim Duncan, Kobe was in there.
Okay, that's 4.
With Shaq and Kobe, KG.
Damn.
That's when LeBron came in the league, he was right behind Steve Nash, D Wade. Like there was a time that early 2000s was sick. It was sick. And then Carmelo, when he came in there, he probably snatched some votes up. Damn, yeah, bro. Like,
that's a great topic. Like, if remember, that topic could take 2-3 hours, because if we would be able to, of course, you can't do every year, but just the important years that guys won, where you see the talent pool, right? Where you go from Mike, okay, what player is the best year, right? And like you said, if we do it for about, because think about it, the last few MVPs, you would go Mike, you would go Kobe, like you said, Shaq, Tim Duncan got some MVPs. Damn, the 5 you just named is kind of crazy.
That was 1 year. I think it was one of Steve Nash. Oh, Jason Kidd was in that run. It was Kidd, Tim Duncan, Nash, Shaq, KG, Kobe. But he was his team was so bad. That was right before LeBron got there, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe LeBron's rookie year when Steve Nash won the first one. So sick. Yeah, it was sick, bro. Like, and imagine these are all monsters, like Tim Duncan.
Yeah. Champions, Hall of Famers. Insane. Damn. One more great topic.
Steve Nash with the greatest theft of all time. I don't care what they say.
I ain't gonna lie. Listen, he's definitely general manager of the Ocean's 11 crew, because he definitely stole that MVP, right?
He's part of the administration.
But Fabian, before we start reacting to a lot of these topics, big shout out to the chat. 24K, what up? No Strays, what up? Fabian, before we get going, what would be the greatest team assembled MVPs? Like this season, it would be Joker. Mm-hmm. Like, just imagine a starting 5 with one guy coming off the bench. So what would it be? Cade at the 1, Jaylen Brown at the 2. No, excuse me. SGA at the 1. What? Cade will have to come off the bench. Jaylen Brown at the 2.
See, that's where
you got the Joker. You got Luka at the 3.
Cade and SGA are both hybrids.
Hold on, Fabian. Hold on. Stay with me. Hold on.
Who's the 3? Who got the 3?
Hold on. SGA at the 1. Jaylen Brown at the 2. Luka at the 3. Joker at the 4. Wemby at the 5 with Cade coming off the bench.
Yo, I can't front. Imagine that against Jason Kidd, Kobe, KG, Tim Duncan.
And Shaq.
What What are we talking about? They are smacking these dudes. Any era, any rules.
I don't know.
Smacking them all, boy. You got Joker and Wemby on the front line. They're fouling out in the first half.
Shaq got it. And I'm an old dude. Shaq got to guard them niggas.
Shaq is fouling them out.
Bro, I understand. I'm just saying, 7-game series. What's the series? You telling me Wemby and them not getting the game?
0. Shaq.
Sweet.
Oh boy, straight.
Just asking.
Listen, straight Shaq fool out there. Though remember Shaq fool? Remember Shaq fool? What?
Listen, they just and Detroit fans, I did that on purpose. Cade coming off the bench.
Thank you, Mike T.
Get y'all
Thank
battle.
you, Mike T.
Now, hold on, Fabian. You know me. I'm the advocate for the old school. I always, right? But I'm just saying Shaq got to guard him too. But Fabian, real quick, I seen something on my feed today. They must be doing a documentary. I seen Jalen Rose in it and one of Shaq's teammates when he played alongside him in the McDonald's All-American with Dick Vitale calling the game. Yo, Jalen Rose said, we never seen nothing like that. You heard about Shaq. And they showed the play where Shaq blocked the shot and went coast to coast. And it was a 3-on-1 fast break. And they thought Shaq was going to pass it. Shaq took off from the dotted and dunked on a person. This is Shaq at 16, 17 years old. Insane. So but just think about this, Fabian. Just think about it, bro. Just think about if we could do, and we may have to do this, and somebody gonna steal it. But as long as I know we said it first, the top 5, and maybe do like a bracket. So like the top 5 best MVP classes, right? The top 6 candidates. And like I said, we have this year, the one you just said, Mike and them, I'm pretty sure I have a year. LeBron and them, I'm pretty sure I have a year, right? Wow, that'd be ill.
I wonder where Shaq finished in 93, 92, 93. You gonna have me look this up. Cause yo, that would have been Shaq, Hakeem, Barkley, Jordan. Isaiah's out. I think Mark Price is in there, something like that.
Very underrated. Remember, Fabian, we done got stories about Mark Price personally. Big shout out to our family, OG Butter.
Hold on. Shout out to Butter. Confirming that Mark Price.
Terrence Brodnick, that's family. Go ahead, Fabian.
Confirming out there in not Georgia. Is it wherever Marbury went to?
No, he went to Georgia Tech. But I think, remember, he said he went up against them. I think he was like in an Orlando Magic camp or something like that. I
want to say Butter said he played him at Georgia Tech. I want to say Mark Price went to, without even looking it up, Mark Price went to Georgia Tech, and Butter was on the court with him, went to go guard him. He was like, oh shit, thank you. Yeah, baby. Mark Price.
Tough.
Confirmed. Sources have confirmed.
Yeah, we got the confirmation of somebody that played against him.
He is officially beneficial. Vanilla R&B all ball. That's what
Yes. Listen, him and Jason Williams might be on the team for Vanilla R&B. Now, I'm not saying Jason Williams is as good, but when we talk about R&B, I'm just talking about the mindset, the mentality. But Mark Price, remember, Butter also gave a story that he was trying out for an NBA team. And he said when he was on the court, right? Bless One, what up? When he was on the court, Michigan, what up, baby? Vaughn Legend, what up, baby? When he was on the court, he said he's shooting around. He said Mark Price is on the other end of the court. He said, mind you, we didn't even know Mark Price was that strong and that big, right? Because remember, a person that's 6'2", but got some size on him for a white boy, that look different than a black dude that's 6'4", 6'5". Remember, Butter said, yo, I couldn't guard the nigga. He said, I couldn't guard the nigga. And you know, automatically, in that era, 80s, 90s, you're a black dude, you looking at the white dude, you thinking they sweet. So, yeah, we definitely going to try to put that together for y'all. The best 6 candidates in the MVP race. Fabian, you think this year's top 5 at least?
It's tough,
So let me name it again for everybody that's in the chat. And please, Fabian already gave his 5. I would love for y'all give me y'all 6 candidates, right? One coming off the bench. So you're starting 5, and then you have one coming off the bench. This year's 6 MVP candidates, I think, is one of the most talented ever. You got SGA at the 1. You got Jalen Brown at the 2. You got Luka at the 3. You got Joker at the 4. You got Wemby at the 5. And you got Cade Cunningham coming off the bench. Give me a better 6. But they have to be top 6 MVP candidates throughout the whole year.
Like, look.
Ain't no strays. Larry Bird is the coach, nigga.
He's the vanilla R&B.
Ray Floyd, what up? But go ahead, Fabian.
Look, we could go through it. Hold on. Oh, Flea is crazy.
This is an ill topic.
This topic is crazy.
This is an ill topic. Hey, man, can y'all admit that sometimes we good? This is an ill topic.
That boy good. That boy good.
Yo,
this is last season. SGA, Joker, Giannis, Tatum, Donovan Mitchell.
All right, but who's the 6? Oh, and then you got LeBron.
40-year-old LeBron.
Wow, so yeah, wow. LeBron coming off the bench for your team is insane.
This is the year before, 23-24. Joker, SGA, Luka, Giannis, Brunson, and Tatum. So it's the same team, but they swap out Brunson for who?
Yeah. For LeBron.
Okay.
For that 6th spot.
Ooh, the year before is crazy. Embiid, Joker, Giannis, Tatum, SGA, Donovan Mitchell.
That's kind of tough. Yo, SGA been top 5 MVP candidate for what, the last 3-4 years, I guess?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the last 3 years. Remember when we took that leap?
That's tough.
22-23 season is Joker, Embiid, Giannis, same front court, but Devin Booker and Luka Doncic in the backcourt.
With Tatum coming off the bench.
Tatum.
That's not bad.
This Joker, Embiid, Steph Curry, Giannis, and Chris Paul. Damn, Chris Paul really, wow.
With Luka coming off the bench.
Right. He's 21 at that point?
Let me ask you a question. That Joker in Embiid front court, do you see any MVP candidates better than that front court?
Shaq and Tim Duncan.
Shaq, you said Shaq and Akeem one year?
Shaq, it might be 93. You got Shaq, Tim Duncan 1 year. You got Shaq, maybe Shaq and KG, or KG and Tim Duncan. This is crazy. Ooh, Giannis, LeBron, James Harden, Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say this.
With Anthony Davis coming off the bench.
They're gonna need him, but they are barbecue chicken. Big stars. But Kawhi Leonard will be huffing and puffing, trying to play defense and yelling at LeBron at some point. And James Harden, whoever has the most two-way players is good. This ain't bad. This mix ain't bad. Just the balance. Giannis, James Harden, Paul George, Joker, Steph Curry, and then Dame Lillard off the bench.
Terrible.
That's a balance.
Them niggas getting smoked. I'm sorry. Listen, they are getting smoked. Okay, hold on. Just stay. Keep it right there for all right. You don't worry about it. They are getting smoked.
The year before, James Harden, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Dame Lillard, Russell Westbrook, and Giannis. Young Giannis.
Garbage. Smoke.
Yeah, only thing holding them up. Yeah, Smoke City. Only thing rocking with them. You know, LeBron's giving up in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Westbrook's MVP years. Him, Harden, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Boston's Isaiah Thomas, and then Steph Curry off the bench.
Smoked. Right. Terrible.
Any era. Guys ain't playing no defense.
Terrible.
When Steph Curry won, unanimous MVP, it's him, Kawhi, LeBron, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul off the bench.
Now that team for small ball is legit, but like you said, when they go up against a front court of Giannis and Embiid or Joker, smoked. Yeah, they ain't got a shot
at all. Then we got Steph Curry, Harden, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Chris Paul. Again, bunch of Hall of Fame, all Hall of Famers.
Wow, Joakim Noah was number 4 before?
Yeah,
Oh,
Chi-Town.
shit.
Must have been when Derrick Rose got hurt. Kevin Durant, when he won the MVP, it was LeBron James in second, followed by Blake Griffin, Joakim Noah, James Harden, Steph Curry.
Wow. Now, I like that team better than a couple teams we already seen so far. Like as far as like that small ball lineup, that's not bad because they cover all spots.
Right. Only thing is, LeBron's gonna pass. A lot of ball stopping, man. Not enough dominance in the front.
A lot of good shooting though. KD, James Harden, Steph Curry. Here we go. This way it started to get sexy.
When LeBron won and my MVP in Miami, was followed by Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant, Tony Parker.
So hold on. CP at the 1, Kobe at the 2, Melo at the 3, LeBron at the 4, KD at the 5. They gonna give niggas some fits, boy.
Kobe Bryant's cursing somebody out. LeBron again, followed by Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant, Tony Parker, and Kevin Love.
Pack them up. Terrible. They ain't beating nobody. I don't give a fuck. They ain't beating nobody.
Ooh, it just got interesting. It just got interesting.
Hold on. No. Don't say it, chat. Chat. We need y'all to engage in this. Do y'all love what we doing? Should we stay with this topic for a bit? Because Fabian, what you just said, it's about to get sexy in this motherfucker. Yeah, it's about to get. Go ahead, Fabian. Do your job. Lord have mercy. I just got goosebumps.
D Rose at his peak. Dwight Howard at his peak. LeBron James about to be in his prime. Wow. Kobe in his prime. Kevin Durant at his youth. Followed by Dirk in his prime.
So hold on.
See D Wade leading right there, trailing him.
D Rose at the 1, Kobe at the 2, LeBron at the 3, KD at the 4, Dwight at the 5 with Dirk coming off the bench.
That's like a lineup. Sort of. He don't have enough. Maybe shooting. If Kobe could catch and shoot, that's like Dwight Howard's Orlando team. You got LeBron being Turkoglu. You know what I mean? Turkish Jordan. Then you got Kobe being Kobe. Nah, that's tough.
Sean, right now, what up? Hold on, Fabian.
You sub out Dirk for D Rose or Kevin or
put Braun at the 1.
Now you could really spread the floor with Dwight Howard. Yeah, that's tough.
Dog. And Dwight Howard, all he want to do is defend, block shots, rebound, and catch alley-oops. Hold on. Before you go, out of all the ones we read, is this the sexiest one so far? That makes more sense. That can actually be a team that you can actually win with. Because of course, other ones is like fantasy, but is this the most realistic one?
So far, that I'm not gonna lie, that Embiid, Joker, Giannis shit is kind of crazy. I don't care who is the 2 and the 1. I don't care who's the 2 and the 1. Embiid is sick. Embiid's pulling up from 3, posting you up. Joker with the point center. What? Then Giannis is being a lunatic. You need a lunatic on the team.
I get what you're saying, but for me, so far, I love that team that you're talking about. But for me, this right here is way more realistic. And this right here, I think you don't have no problems. I think a lot of those other teams, remember when Carmelo and GP and went to LA and it was clunky and it didn't work? I think this right here, out of all the ones so far, is perfect.
That's your favorite so far. And you got Braun, KD, Kobe Bryant, similar. Ooh, Dwight Howard, D Wade, and Carmelo. I don't know if I like. Ooh, that's tough.
Fabian, did I speak too soon?
Dog.
Did I speak too soon? Hey, James, don't worry about it. We going back to the 80s. Listen, we rolling. Y'all told us y'all love this topic. We rolling. Fabian, I might have spoke too soon. Are we putting LeBron at the 1?
You have to, because D Wade is there. That's where it gets clunky at. That's where it gets clunky at. But it's still ill because LeBron bringing the ball up, Kobe bringing the ball up, D-Wade bringing the ball up, KD could bring the ball up. Yo, KD at 21, vicious. 7 feet, crossing you up, coast to coast, going bananas. A little light in the ass.
Wow.
D-Wade is bananas. Carmelo off the bench. You know how they talk about him. He was tough. Wore everybody out. Again, similar team here, but you're getting Carmelo out and bringing in Chauncey Billups. Chris Paul.
Not bad, but for me, having Billups coming off the bench compared to Melo coming off the bench or Dirk coming off the bench with those other two teams, like I said, this one isn't bad, especially with a floor general like Chris Paul. So this is kind of ideal, right? But to me, where they lose at is the bench. And big shout out Chauncey Billups. Come on, Mr. Big Shot, legendary. No disrespect to him, but if you asking me who would I rather have off the bench, Carmelo and Dirk or Chauncey Billups. So to me, that's where this team loses me at. But this is a nice one too.
So that 2010, the 2010 and 2011 team so far is your favorite.
Yeah, but this is a nice one too because Fabian, let me tell you something. This team right here, if Tim Duncan was the sixth guy, this would have been the best one. If Tim Duncan was the best guy, if Tim Duncan was six instead of Amari Stoudemire, this is the best one so far.
I got you. But Amari is vicious. You swap him out for Dwight Howard, or even just that starting five, bro. CP3 is a point guard in his prime.
At the two.
Hold on. CP3 in New Orleans? Hold on.
Catching alley-oops and dunking and all of that.
Lobbing it. With Kobe at 29?
Fabian, he was catching alley-oops and dunking at that time too. CP at the 1, Kobe at the 2, LeBron at the 3, KG at the 4, Dwight Howard at the 5. Stoudemire coming off the bench. Hold up now.
Dirk's MVP year. This is when not for nothing, no disrespect, Dirk, but this is when you still Mr. Softy.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. Steve Nash at the 1, Kobe at the 2. Listen, anytime I see Tim Duncan in there, he could play alongside LeBron James and Dirk.
That's vicious.
With a player like Nash, that's going to give that rock up. And then you got the athleticism and just the insane scoring. A T-Mac coming off the bench. Fabian, 1 to 10, how sexy is this? 10 being the sexiest.
So far, that 2011 team is serious. And then the Carmelo and Dirk at the bench, that was serious. I like that better than this. Okay. More balance.
Okay.
506, here we go. This is the one I was talking about. But they didn't have Shaq in there. But look, Steve Nash, LeBron, Dirk, Kobe, Chauncey Billups, and D-Wade. Too little.
Not bad. It's not bad, but I'm not in love with that.
Yeah, Elton Brand. Come on now. Elton Brand. Underrated at this point, but he was is what we doing?
Stop the presses. Hold the fuck up. Houston, we have a problem. Barney Rubble, the rest of those teams are in trouble. Nash at the 1, AI at the 2, Dirk at the 3, Tim Duncan at the 4, Shaq at the 5, LeBron James coming off the bench. Now, granted, that backcourt is real little, so defensively, they're going to be in trouble. But Shaq, Dirk, and Tim Duncan, your front court? Fabian, how sexy? 1 through 10.
Was this when they hated on Kobe? They might have hated on Kobe this year, bro.
Kobe not even in there.
He didn't get hurt.
He not even top 10.
Yeah, they might have hated on Kobe here. This is nice.
That's nice.
Because Shaq's at the end of his, even though he's 32, he lost weight, got in there, and he kind of. That's how he probably lost the votes. He probably lost the MVP to Steve Nash because D-Wade is in the conversation here too. At number 8. This is tough. I like the balance movement 2011. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
Yo.
You see this name right here?
Yo.
Shaq at the end of his Lakers tenure. It's Kobe. First of all, it's Kobe and Shaq. You just start there.
Right. Exactly. Peja? Do we forget the gun Peja had? Hold on, Fabian.
Was crazy.
Fabian, can we just take a 10-second moment? Sean, right now, YouTube or Google Peja Stojakovic. That's all I'm going to say. When we talk about shooting, he shoots that thing at a very high clip. Fabian, listen.
And it's disrespect because, if I'm not mistaken, where's the one with where's the one with my guy in there? When we see Chris Paul, right? I thought Peja finished in this MVP voting when he was on the. I'll look him up in a second.
Wow.
Right? Brief sidebar. MVP.
Hey, chat, we working,
Sacramento.
y'all.
Okay.
We working.
Okay, I thought he had some MVP votes when he was on with CP3.
Bro, listen, this team right here, right? You got to really think about it. You got the shooting from Kobe and Peja. The defense, Jermaine O'Neal, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. All defensive-minded dudes. Kevin Garnett could stretch the floor. Remember, he was money with that outside jumper. And you got Shaq coming off the bench.
Michael James. Page's son is in college, right?
Yeah. He good, too. Yeah, he can play. That's nice. Hey, chat, this shit getting scary, chat. Listen, chat is getting better and better.
Anything with the threesome, you got Kobe and Shaq again.
Shaq and Kobe, like you said, you start off with that.
Shaq and Kobe. T-Mac, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. The five, this five is bananas.
Kobe
The AI
and
coming in there to muck it up.
Kobe and T-Mac in the backcourt. Front court of Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Shaq.
Yeah, Kobe, KG, and Tim Duncan, they might lock your whole perimeter game up. Shaq, he's jogging down court, eating hot dogs in between.
And Fabian, you know what? It's very underrated with a lot of these teams, the basketball IQ, like the smartness. So when you have a Kevin Garnett and a Tim Duncan anchoring your defense with their intelligence, bruh. Wow. That was nice. Ooh. Anytime you got my favorite point guard in there, him with Kobe and Shaq on a break and T-Mac.
That's 29. This is vicious. Gary Payton is the 6th seed. He might be a 6th man.
Right,
That's
so he's the vet. Right, he's the weak link. I agree. If we could have had Chris Webber or Dirk in there, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, perfect balance.
Jason Kidd on a fast break with Shaq, T-Mac, and Kobe.
Yeah, because
he's throwing that up
in Kidd, Kobe, and T-Mac on the perimeter. They're doing some things. And then you got Tim Duncan and Shaq anchoring.
Hey, Fabian, they are fighting for the lob.
Running the triangle. When When AI won, it was him, Tim Duncan, Shaq, Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett, and the sixth man is T-Mac.
Now with this, what hurts them is no legit two guard. So you really only have one ball handler.
There's no legit point guard.
Right, even though Chris Webber handle was okay to bring the ball up, but as far as the run of offense, this right here is going to be very clunky. This isn't going to work. I love the names, Fabian, but yeah, if it was a two guard in there, then this would be okay. Because I like Chris Webber and Garnett in that backcourt.
This is tough. Shaq, KG, Alonzo Mourning, Karl Malone, Tim Duncan. Nobody could Gary Payton off the bench. So somebody got to sub out.
Yeah, no guards. Again, no point guards, no shooting guards.
Karl Malone's going to take 20,000 breaks. He's 100 years old. I don't care how many.
This team right here is the all kick your ass team with Alonzo Mourning, Karl Malone, right? With Kevin Garnett, with those mindsets. But yeah, this team.
Gary Payton and KG starting some shit just to get them fighting.
Yeah. That ain't going to work.
Ooh. This is vicious. This is nice.
Very respectful. This is very respectful. J Kid at the 1, AI at the 2, put Karl Malone at the 3, Tim Duncan at the 4, Alonzo Mourning at the 5, Shaq coming off the bench. This is very respectful, Fabian.
A little clunky, like you said, though. No two guard, no shooters.
They got a two guard, Allen Iverson.
Yeah, but he's going bananas.
I understand, but he's a 2. He's a 2. It's respectful though. It ain't trash.
That was a shortened season, I think. Yeah, because that was after Michael Jordan. Uh-oh. Mike, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Shaq, Tim Duncan, Tim Hardaway.
Big shout out Tim Hardaway, top 6 MVP candidate. When it was David Robinson and Vin Baker and them guys in the league. So I never knew he was ever MVP candidate. So for him to be top 6, baby, this team right here, let me explain something to everybody. It don't look sexy, but they going to kick your ass. They are going to kick your ass.
Shout out to Thrillium and his pops. Positive vibes and my bros, their fam in the chat. Everybody shout out Thrillium and his pops and his family, man. Always showing love. The whole family shows us love, damn it. And shout out to Rico holding us down in the chat. Somebody trying to flame us. He said, listen, man, I don't know what you're talking about, Greg. He said my 14-year-old and my 10-year-old watch this channel and love this channel. Rico ain't playing
always salute.
Y'all. And he's from the Bronx. Only thing missing with this team is shooting.
Yeah.
But very gritty, very Dream Team-esque.
Yes.
Very Dream Team-esque. David Robinson at the bottom over there, 32 years old. Uh-oh. Let's see. Wait a minute. Not enough big guys, but Glenn Rice.
I ain't gonna lie.
Grant Hill.
Mike and Grant Hill. But I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Too little.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Was this 94, 95?
Oh my God. Oh. We have a winner. We have a winner. I'm sorry. Argue with yourself. We have a winner. Penny at the 1, Mike at the 2, Scotty at the 3, David Robinson at the 4, or Akeem at the 4, and David Robinson at the 5, with the glove coming off the bench. We have a winner. Argue with yourself.
That's my favorite so far as well.
Argue with yourself. Fabian, can I repeat it? Penny Hardaway at the 1, Mike at the 2, Scotty at the 3, Akeem at the 4, David Robinson at the 5, Gary Payton coming off the bench. Argue with yourself. So far, we have a fucking winner.
Sean, right now, do yourself a damn favor. You don't know who Pedro Stojakovic is. You don't know who Penny is. Yes, Penny's name is Anthony.
What?
Very, very
Sean,
Campo like. There is no
right,
TH. It was Anthony with an F.
Sean,
Very
right
unique.
now, we love you. That's strike 2 today. Be very careful with your next comment. That's strike 2. You didn't know who Peja was. You don't know who Anthony Hardaway is. That's strike 2. The penny foams, that's him. The things that niggas line up and damn near die for, that's him, Sean.
Only thing stopping this team is shooting. They have to rely on Scottie Pippen shooting from 3. Man, GP maybe could shoot a little bit, but
Fabian,
that's it.
Fabian, no, put that up just one more time, right? Look at the defense.
Jordan,
Mike, David Robinson, Akeem, and Scottie. This might be the greatest defensive team of all time.
Yeah, the balance. And then you sub out Penny for Gary Payton for defense to get a stop. We're going on
another defender. This is the greatest defensive team of all time.
Right. We go top 6.
Right. If you go top 6.
So far. I'm sorry, that was 96, 97. Somebody shouted out 94, 95. Somebody shouted them out.
Let's see.
Somebody. Who's bringing the ball up, guys? You got David Robinson, Shaq, Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Charles Barkley.
No point guard.
If Scottie would have been in there, nobody could shoot, nobody could dribble.
Yeah. I don't like it. Like I said, this is like a Monstars, like NBA Jam. This ain't nah.
Barkley's getting thrown out in the first quarter.
Sexy, but no.
93, 94.
Same thing. Now Scottie could run the 1, but who's he passing to?
Right, no 2 guard.
Right, nah, don't like it. Big shout out Patrick Ewing, though. Y'all know we love our Knicks. He up in there, MVP candidate 2 years in a row so far. Yeah, Fabian, I don't like it.
Hakeem, David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Shaquille O'Neal, Patrick Ewing, Gary Payton for the 94, 95 season. 92, 93 was the year that I was talking about because this season is one of the greatest seasons in basketball history. But when it comes to the MVPs, again, no point guard.
No, Mike can run the point. He did it for 10 games. But like you said, who's he?
Mike's not passing.
No, I'm being real. Mike and Dominique on the same team is insane. With Barkley, them niggas will be fighting over the ball.
Right, David Robinson. They won't know how to run the offense with that.
Nah. Don't like it.
Mike's cursing somebody out.
Same thing. Big shout out Chris Mullin, New York's finest. St. John's. Big game coming up this week. Yeah, I don't Mike and Clyde in the backcourt.
You could do either Karl Malone, David Robinson, or Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, and throw Chris Mullin at the 3.
It's not bad. Right. But I don't love it. I don't love it.
This is 91, 92.
Houston, once again, we have a problem. Houston, once again, we have a problem. Anytime I see Magic Johnson, Fabian, let me just say this. Anytime I see some of the Dream Team players on the same team, and I seen what they did against everyone, Magic at the 1, Mike at the 2, Barkley at the 3, Karl Malone at the 4, David Robinson at the 5, Clyde the Glide coming off the bench.
Only thing stopping them, no shooting. No, they can't space the floor out. Mike's gonna try, but they can't space the floor out. Maybe Clyde could, but no. 90-91 season. Again, no shooting. Magic, Barkley, Jordan, Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson.
Well, hold on, Fabian. Let's stop acting like Pat and Karl Malone, ain't got a midi. I understand no 3-point shooting, but listen, a lot of these teams, they will win a lot of championships not shooting a lot of 3-point shots. So like I said, this is not bad. Magic at the 1, Mike at the 2, Barkley at the 3, Karl Malone at the 4, Pat at the 5, David Robinson coming off the bench. It's not bad. Not bad. But I've seen about 2, 3, maybe 4 teams better than this.
24K, Barkley playing the 3. Can't save him. And that's Philly Barkley. A lot of big names.
Yeah, see, I think after this, it starts getting, there's no guards, no point guard, excuse me. Well, Magic at the, Magic at the 1, Mike at the 2, Carmelo at the 3. I will put Akeem at the 4, Pat at the 5, Barkley coming off the bench.
You got to rely on Ewing and Jordan's mid-range, Carmelo's mid-range, in and out game. Again, I think we were going with balance to be.
Yeah.
It's not a big team. Not a big team, but.
You know how I feel about Larry. Yeah, I know how I feel about Larry Legend.
We talking about Magic and Bird, Jordan, 24 years old, Barkley, Clyde, and Dominique. It's going to be a.
Hold on. Is this the greatest small ball team ever?
We had a couple on the board so far. That Dirk, KG.
But Dirk is 7 foot. I'm talking about small ball. You know how when teams go to the small ball lineup, like when Golden State had Iggy at the 5. On this one, you put, I guess, Barkley at the 5.
That's the only way to salvage it. Best rebounder here, right?
Just run. And then, a guy like Larry Bird, while everybody is trailing, he's trailing to knock down a 3-point shot.
You got some competitive demons here at the top.
And look who you got coming off the bench. Instant offense.
Magic's having a field day.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Kevin McHale, Magic, Jordan, Bird, Kevin McHale, Dominique, and Charles Barkley. I think so far we're losing some balance. Oh, the captain. Bird, Dominique, Magic, Akeem, Kareem, Barkley. This ain't bad. You just got to carry Cap's old ass. But
because he's 38.
And Akeem starting to fight. That was Akeem without the H. They made a mistake there.
Kareem is starting to fight too. Y'all forgot?
Right.
You put the beats on you too. But you got Magic and Bird. Like you said, Dominique. You got Akeem. Barkley coming off the bench. It's not bad. Not bad. Maybe do one more, then we go to this year's. Because we didn't do this year. We just went straight to the year before.
Terry Cummings.
Yeah.
Is this a rookie Michael Jordan?
Gotta be.
Oh, nah. This is third year, I think, or second year. Bird, Magic, Moses
No.
Malone,
Hold on. How many years Mike did in Carolina? He ain't do 1 year. He might have did, 2, 3 years?
He did 2 years.
So this might be rookie Mike. Because remember, you graduate high school.
83, 84.
Okay.
I think it was the 83 draft or 84 draft.
I'm not going to lie. Mike coming off the bench is insane. This the greatest bench player of all time. I'm just being honest with you.
They got my guy Moses here.
Yeah, that's your guy.
Uh-oh. It's tough on the low. Bird, Bernard King.
You got to be Magic. A real basketball head to understand this, Fabian. Big shout out basketball heads. Fabian, you got to see a nigga like Flea would really understand this. Magic at the 1, Zeke at the 2, Bird at the 3, Bernard King at the 4, Kareem at the 5, the Doc coming off the bench.
This is sick. Oh, because Magic could play power forward on defense.
Right.
Offense, he's running the point, right? Dr. J, Bernard King, pick your 2 guard there. And then whoever picks 2 guard, the other guy goes to the 3. And the 4, Bird, then Kareem. Isaiah comes in for Magic. I like this team, though. In terms of balance, Bernard King in his prime?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Listen, the Doc and them niggas. Listen, dog.
Once you go Buck Williams, I think we've gone too far. Oh boy.
Yeah. It's over. It's over. Big shout out, Buck. We done. Fabian, just bring up the list of this year. Yeah, Buck. Once you see Buck Williams' name, it's done.
While I pull that up, give your thoughts so far.
Wow. That was great. That was beautiful what you just did. It just goes to show you just how many great players have played and are currently playing in the NBA. And you can go back to the 80s. And for me, it shows you in our chat, who I love more than anything, they are very smart. Think about how many players that played in the 80s that can play in today's era, right? Akeem, Mike, right? Barkley, like, so Bird, Magic. It just goes to show, like, the league is in great hands, and it's just so many great players, man. So many. But this topic, for me, I would love to see what's the top 5 and maybe what's the top 2 and who will win in a 7-game series.
And y'all let us know which one we were hyped over the most. Cause I forgot. I'm old. This season, the MVP trackers, they got Jokic winning it so far. But he's ranked number 1. SGA, Luka, Cade, Wemby, and Jalen Duren.
Now, keep going down. There's nowhere in the world. How was Jalen Brown not in there?
He's top 10 now.
So you telling me Jalen Johnson, Karl Anthony Towns, Chet, and Duren is MVP candidates before Jalen Brown?
Disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Come on,
that's just,
man.
It's utter disrespect, though. First of all, only Jalen Johnson is the 1A out of all these guys. Everybody in the top 5 is the face of the organization. Everybody.
But you know what, Fabian? Let's go with this top 5. Shea at the 1, Cade at the 2, Luka at the 3, Joker at the 4, Wembyama at the 5, Duren coming off the bench. How do you like that team?
The balance is ill. Can't front. Luka could shoot. They don't have enough shooting, and Luka's not a catch and shoot guy. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Joker getting that ball off dominant to Wemby. Joker and Wemby is crazy. Joker and Wemby is gonna be fun on offense. But I just think when you talk about KG and Tim Duncan, KG and Shaq starting some shit, Gary Payton on some of these teams, they might literally clothesline Wembanyama and sit his ass down.
Yeah, I think some of these teams, like right here, I think, like you said, if they on the court and when you're walking on the court before tip-off and you see a Duncan, a KG, and a Shaq, like that puts just fear in your heart. So this team right here, I like it. It's cool. It's finesse. It's sexy. But like you said, some of those teams we've seen with Mike, Magic, and Bird on the same team, or like you said, Akeem on the same team with a David Robinson, shit like that. Yeah. Wow.
And again, they got Joker with a 53.8% probability over SGA at this point. Luka crept in there. I don't like that recency bias. And I skipped over the fact I didn't want to get too political with the coaster because we covered that already. Bill Simmons and them already gave it away. Kobe didn't get barely any MVP votes, if not, didn't have any the year after they traded Shaq. Meanwhile, Mike got like a couple of votes when he played 15 games in 93, 94, or 94, 95 when he came back. So back then, the media, they didn't have social media to get on their ass. So, and I got to shout out Stephen A. Smith for bringing up on Jalen Duren on national TV, bigging them up. They had some smoke for each other. That guy's a politician, literally. And the overall point was how competitive this thing should be. Like the fact that they got Joker at 53.8%, I get it. Monster numbers. But SGA, he's the leader of that team, like outright leader. and he's carrying them with being the face of the organization. Obviously he's super nice. They call him the free throw merchant. But what is Luka then? You know, Jaylen Brown, after when he called out SGA at some point, he got like 20 free throws in one game and scored 50 or 40 points, and half of them was on free throws. Right. And this, to me, you know what I always say, to me, shows is a huge indicator in dominance. SGA, of course, Luka's the free throw attempt leader, then followed by SGA, Joker, and Jaylen Brown. He's top 4. To me, that shows somebody's dominant. We can't stop you. We're gonna foul you. That's what that means. Out of all the MVP candidates, these are the top 4 that people are attempting to hack on a game-to-game basis because they can't stop them. So it's competitive. Obviously, Jaylen Brown's not going to win. He's not going to win, but he shouldn't be 10th.
At all.
And I don't think Luka should be in front of. I don't think Luka should be in front of him.
Me neither. I told you, sooner or later they're gonna have to explain to us what's the definition of MVP. What is the definition? And I think there's one guy who's giving you the definition of MVP, and he spoke his mind today, and I love it. Like, I'm starting to really like this young man. Like, seriously, Fabian. Like, I fell in love a little bit, pause, with Ant-Man, but Wemby is I'm starting to really like this kid, man, because he has the right mindset.
We've seen it. He cried on the court. Pat Bev came out and said, "What's the difference between crying on the court after this and me crying after a play-in?" It's a big difference. 7'4" difference. You ain't no damn Wemby. Here's Wemby being quoted about his MVP status. He said, "My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race. I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league." Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in this season. And we dominated them 3 times with their real team. The third argument would be that offense impact is not just points. The Wemster. What? Why did he grab the mic like that? Wemby monster. AllBall. We talked about him being competitive. We talked about him. Nobody in that top 5 list defensively is on his level. Duren is the one that comes close. We saw Duren lock Luka's ass up last night. Duren locked up Luka on the perimeter. So Wemby's correct. Out of anybody on your MVP list, don't nobody impact defense like him. And that's a huge upside because all anyone will talk about is how much of a gap there is between Joker, everybody else, SG on offense and everybody else, Luka and everybody else. I got to agree with him, AllBall. You know how I feel. We're talking defense. Wembanyama, top of the list.
He just went a notch up on my respect level by even mentioning defense, because none of these players mention that, and he's 100% correct. Defense is 50% part of the game, because if there's no defense, you can just let a guy go, right? But I love his mindset. All-Star game, he was upset. Like you said, he cries on the court. He constantly tries to push the game to be real, because this shit is fantasy at this point. You can travel, you can carry. They rarely call 3 seconds. Like, it is. So for him to say that, Fabian, I loved it. And we have to be for real. He's the best defender in the NBA. So if he's the best defender in the NBA, he's definitely going to be all NBA first team defense. He should be all NBA first team. So if he's going to have all those, his numbers as far as rebounding and block shots is going to be out of this world, right? And let's not forget, he's playing for a young team with a young coach. He has this team in position to be championship contenders. And then SGA, right? Champion, current MVP, playing on the best team in the NBA. Like Wemby said, I'm your father. Your father. I own y'all. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? He's 100% correct. I've been saying it now for maybe about 3 seasons. What is the definition of MVP? What is it? Just because a guy can score 35? Everybody in the league's doing that. Right? And I'm not no knock on SGA because he's transcended the game. But what Wembyama is doing right now is insane. And his impact on the game, the things he's able to do at 7'5" on both ends of the floor. Like he said, if we're putting everything into this, field goal percentage, defense, if we're put it all like gumbo, he's MVP. I'm sorry, he is. And I love that he's speaking up for himself because there's not enough people speaking up for him. Just like the Jaylen Brown thing. That's egregious. For Wemby to not be top 2, I get SGA. But for us to, no, it's egregious. So I love that young man is speaking up for himself and Fabian. Let's not forget, he's speaking up for the game. If y'all don't think this young man is uncomfortable with how the game is being played, it's bullshit. And he knows it. And he's trying to bring defense back. He's trying to help you understand defense matters. Don't praise me as one of the greatest defenders y'all ever seen, as an alien, as one of the greatest players you've ever seen at this young age, and tell me I ain't a fucking MVP when I'm playing on one of the best teams in the NBA. In the team that y'all think is the greatest, I kicks their ass every time. So if I check all boxes, what the fuck is MVP then? I love that he responded like that, Fabian.
Giannis kind of did this when he came to the league. Bless you.
Thank you.
But it's just refreshing to see, because even with Joker, LeBron, Kevin Durant, SJ is competitive. James Harden, Russell Westbrook when he won, he's pretty competitive. He's a loose cannon. But Steph Curry's competitive. So there's 2 or 3 guys, these MVP candidates, that we don't doubt their competitiveness. But the rest of these guys, LeBron's competitiveness, we told you, keep Rich Paul off that microphone. Please. These guys are telling on LeBron. Hey, all his teammates, he said, Shump, man, he said, I'm taking this play off because I want to have my body ready for the finals or for the next round. What? Wemby came into the league. He had smoke with Chet from like 5 years ago when they were babies.
Yep.
Baby aliens. And he comes into the league and he makes it his business to punk Chet Holmgren. He made it his business when he talked about his MVP campaign that we almost swept OKC this season. The finals, champions. We dominated them 3 times with their real team. He's saying we dominated them. But he keeps throwing shots at Chet, who's a top 10 MVP candidate. He's saying, I ain't got no MVP teammate. You do. And I spanked you. I embarrassed your man. The level of competitiveness from him, Ant-Man, I think Joker's competitiveness is underrated. But we're talking about guys who come into the league. Wemby is unapologetic about being thorough. He's trying to creep in some ballots for some overseas R&B, old boy.
No. He's trying to creep in for R&B, period. Listen, and I just told you, he's creeping in for me. I'm sorry. I love it. Fabian, this young man is the truth. When he first came into the league, I was dead wrong. I didn't think he was going to be this good. And I admit when I'm wrong. He's the best player in the NBA. And I said this last season. He has an opportunity to win everything in one season. He can be MVP, defensive player. The only thing he may not win is a scoring title. But he can be all NBA first team defense, all NBA, MVP, defensive player of the year, average the most blocks.
Most improved.
So for me, I love the chat because they're getting into this. For me, my MVP race, I have Wemby 1, I have Jaylen Brown 2, I have SGA 3, I have Cade Cunningham 4, and I have the Joker 5. That's my 5 because for me, I look at what Jaylen Brown has been doing with this Boston Celtics team. And I can't stand the Celtics, but you got to give credit when credit is due. Nobody expected that. He has him as a 2 seed. Like, come on now. What Wemby has been doing and what he has to do on both ends of the floor. Remember, if he's not who he is defensively, this team is nowhere near as good. So his job is just extra crazy, right? So, and young guys, I don't care how good those young guys are. They are puppies. Puppies. They don't even know the game yet, Fabian. And Wemby has this team looking like championship contenders, right? And then, like I said, I give SGA 3rd because I don't care how we feel about him. That nigga's nice. That nigga's nice, right? Got to give a shout out to Cade Cunningham. Where he turned that franchise around. Turning like, come on, bro. He a baby Penny Hardaway as far as Magic Johnson, just to be able to play the point guard at that size. So, nah, man. I love Wemby speaking up for himself, and we need a lot of. That's why I said once the older guys get out, because the younger guys still kind of got to pay homage. You got to still be respectful. But you all know when you young and you around a bunch of whole other young guys, you want to be. It's a lot of vigor, right? You want to compete. Listen, Wembanyama, Ant-Man, Devin Booker, a lot of these guys. The league gonna be in a great place. So I love Wembanyama speaking up for himself, bro. Because like I said, you don't hear it no more. You don't hear guys say, "Fuck that." How is he the MVP? I kick their ass every time I play them. I'm MVP, and I'm gonna give y'all 3 reasons why I'm MVP. Niggas ain't even doing that no more. So I love what Wemby is attempting to bring back to the NBA. Just competitiveness.
Even though when LeBron does it, everybody fucking hates it. The self-glazing is crazy. The self-glazing as a word is insane. Pardon. But Wemby, it feels authentic. That's the difference. It feels real. Same thing with Ant-Man. It feels real.
It's a good point. Yes.
It feels real. I believe him. I believe him. He's believable. Oh boy, he mentioned some MVP candidates. They're on this list. And our brother from another. I haven't heard you dub him R&B yet. But let's see what Kevin Garnett had to say about this Cade versus Luka battle.
The best player in the league right now. Man,
Luka
right
plays,
now, he just went for the 40. Then he had the 30 triple-double versus Joker. Then he went to the
no
game winner.
defense.
Then went to the game winner over here.
Game winner, arguing with the ref every 3rd call, 2nd call. Luka's not in the first team, bro.
Yeah, Luka's in the first team.
Luka's not.
Luka's in the first team.
You're not taking. You taking Luka over Jay Brown?
No.
Hold on. That's a yes or no, bro. Hold on. No. You taking Luka over Jay Brown?
Why is that like over?
Taking Luka over Cade?
Yeah.
That's where we different.
Yeah.
So you gonna take a nigga who running? He number 1 in the East. He running his team. We didn't have him on nothing. He playing like one of the best players in the league.
33-8-8 for Luka right now, and the 3rd in the West.
33-8-8. That's sick.
Jay Brown and Cade Cunningham are having better years all around basketball than bro. And I'm not a Luka hater. I'm a Luka fan.
33-8-8.
Hey, listen, he killing, Lord. Hey, listen, I'm with
tough
you.
to ignore.
I didn't say we ignoring it, but listen, we got real candidates over here. And he got 2 other killers on his team. You understand? These men been doing it with just one if in the cast, showing up on consistent every night on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Bro only play one side of the ball, bro.
Talk to him, KG.
I look at the game from the whole 360 of it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can say.
Man, listen. Yeah. He gonna be the motherfucker get 100.
Luka's the best.
Paul, fight back, Paul.
He can't.
Fight back.
He fucked Paul up. He fucked
You know
him
why?
up.
Because he hit him with bang. Yeah. When Paul Pierce was at his best when he played defense. What are your thoughts? Is we've been having this conversation for a while, and it happened for me personally when De'Aaron Fox was just, they would put him over on the same conversation as SGA and John Morant. And I'm like, SGA is a different caliber. I don't know what y'all are watching. John Morant don't play like SGA. These guys don't play as smart as Cade Cunningham. And that SGA. And now Cade has entered the conversation. Cade is a vicious animal. He's hurt right now, obviously, and the team is 8-2 without him for the season.
Yeah.
I got that. So clearly they have the spirit of the organization down packed for that core all ball. Cade versus Luka. Then he threw in Jaylen Brown in the mix. Like,
of course,
I guard up.
Celtic love. You know how that shit go. Gotta show his guy some love, even though he deserves it. I'm not saying that, but of course, you know why KG did that. That's that Celtics love.
You saying that's happenstance? That's a coinky dink. KG. He happens to be a Celtic, and you with the all ball. I digress. When you think about this, man, Cade versus Luka, who had a better season so far?
It's Cade. It's not even close. Luka right now probably had a better last week or two. Cade is injured, right? And get well, Cade. But Luka had a good last, maybe, like I said, they won the last 12 out of 13, right? They was on a 9-game winning streak. Before that, pack Luka ass up. What we talking about, right? It wasn't even a discussion. Cade, Jaylen Brown, them dudes, listen. But I want to say this real quick. Big shout out Kevin Garnett. This is why we need Kevin Garnett to be more consistent with his platform.
Yes, Lord.
Right. Please, Lord. Right. Because he shut down Paul Pierce trying to play the fucking numbers game and the trolling game and going viral game. No, nigga. We ain't got to do that over here. We them niggas already. And remember, those two are part of R&B. Don't get it mixed up.
Paul Pierce is definitely R&B.
Kevin Garnett, part of R&B, right? But I love that he shut Paul Pierce down. Like, and he threw a lot of shots. Remember, I told you, him and Gilbert, I love when they talk about the overseas guys because they keep it real. That niggas don't play no defense, bro. Nah, you only play one side of the floor. You complain all day to the refs. Let's not forget that part. So, for me, I agree with KG. And like he said, I don't have nothing against Luka, but we got to call it how we see it. Cade or Jaylen Brown isn't playing alongside Austin Reeves or LeBron James. What Cade did is insane. And y'all know we got smoke with Detroit, right? But we keep it thorough up here. That young man is the truth. And if he wasn't going through what he's going through right now, he would be in that top 2 race. I'm sorry. And Jaylen Brown, for sure, right now is having a better season because, like KG said, they play both ends of the floor. If you put Luka on this Boston Celtics team and you put Jaylen Brown on that Lakers team, you would see the difference. You would see the difference. That Boston Celtics team would be horrific. Of course, wouldn't they be able to deal with Luka? Nigga, you don't play no defense, bro. So for me, I agree with KG. Paul Pierce, he kind of gets lazy with his analytic stuff, with his analyst stuff, right? Because this shit is a lot of work. But KG wasn't going to let him get away with that. Listen, Lord. All that shit y'all pumping about Luka, which I've been saying for years now, that nigga played one side of the ball. Come on, dog. So, yeah, I think right now, when Paul Pierce tried to say Luka and Cade, no, Luka's not in that. Cade is in that. Jaylen Brown is in that. SGA is in that. Wemby is in that. Then you can probably get to Luka. But that's what it is when you're playing with the Lakers, when you're playing alongside LeBron James, and you have a good 12, 13 game stretch, they're going to amplify it. But like KG said, Cade and Jaylen Brown has been doing this all season. And they've been in their position all season. Yeah, the Lakers started out hot 2 seed, but fell drastically off. They went down to the 5th, 6th seed. They just creeped back up to the 3rd seed. Pistons been a number 1 seed all season. Jaylen Brown and the Celtics been flirting with 2, 3 seed all season. So, Fabian, that's why I said, what's the definition? Now that, Luka's had a great 2 weeks, now he's leading candidate? No. I agree 100% with KG, Lord. Oh, beautiful, lovely, extravagant, sexy, exquisite, elegant. Don't try to sneak in here and think we ain't gonna see you. Cheryl Blue is in the building. What up, baby? Good afternoon. Chat, hit that like button, y'all. Come on, AllBall reaction. Hit that like button. Y'all see the Cash App, ABTV3. please support the new Instagram page, AllBall TV 3_.
And shout out to Sherelle Blue because she liked or reposted our thing on Facebook. So the fact that she's getting us out there, which we're gonna switch up soon, so don't be scared. It just, Instagram playing games with us. Meta is playing games with us, and we playing games back. AllBall. The reason why what you said is important about Jaylen Brown and Cade Cunningham, two-way players, is the same reason why I believe it's important for Wemby to win MVP or be higher on the list for exactly what Wemby was talking about. Though none of them play defense like me. I'm an alien. I busted them OKC Thunder's ass. They're the champions. Chet, don't talk about him. He's food. The reason why that's important is because I feel shout out to VOV, the VOV podcast, Voice of the Valley. When they asked you, do you see the game evolving? You said no. I disagreed because I think the NBA can easily evolve back to what it was with a superstar like Wemby, who can be a Defensive Player of the Year, MVP candidate all in the same year, and then bring back the old NBA. Because at some point, you're going to have to start drafting players that are big like that, strong like that, and you're going to see the rule changes. You're going to see everything going back, gearing back towards defense, which is what I came out of left field with, starting with the Cade versus Luka. Very important that we emphasize Cade's defense, Jaylen Brown's defense. Why? Because the rest of the team is a bunch of defenders, rugged dudes. And the Pistons do embody Cade's style. They found players to complement him throughout 2 or 3 seasons. They got rid of Jaden Ivey, or traded him, excuse me. I don't want to disrespect him. And he was a lottery pick. That's major, right? But this team ain't really built the way it's supposed to be for Luka. And the fact that you have to deal with a LeBron James, and forget about if you're a fan or not, you can't deny Michael Jordan on the Wizards was nuts and got Stackhouse traded because he thought he was a number one guy. Lunatic. LeBron, it took him a while to say, I'm not a number one guy. Of course, with age, wisdom, and the fact that you traded for an MVP candidate makes that a little bit easier. But once LeBron got back in the lineup, it threw the whole team off. JJ Redick hasn't been in this league long enough, but he got the team to buy in. He got DeAndre Ayton to buy in, and you can't do that without Luka being Luka. He was fat boy last year, and this season he's destroying. He's killing, and we're not talking about a number one seed. We're not talking about a conference with all the other MVP candidates of the conference being injured. That's what happened out east. So the same way we were talking about the Knicks should be in championship contention because they lost their MVP candidates out east. Luka ain't got that problem. He ain't got that favor to him, and he is killing. So I'm big on defense, but you got to make the argument for Luka, who's not really helping me out by getting shut the hell down by Detroit yesterday without Cade Cunningham.
But also not being able to get a stop, right? And also shine away from the contact last night when he could have went to the basket to get to the free throw line and try that fadeaway, but not the
and not guarding Dennis Jenkins, who's a backup point guard.
Right.
You should have gotten Austin Reeves. Shouldn't have been on him. That should have been your assignment. You should have taken on everything like Jaylen Brown did. But the only reason why they were in that game is because of Luka Doncic. Because you can see how the Pistons played them. Where LeBron was out of whack for the first half. He was 0 for 5. I think no points in the first half for the third time of his career, something like that. And you can see the mano game, him and Austin Reeves trading baskets. But I can see why he sneaks in the Sugar Ray Leonard type of votes, where Sugar Ray was Marvelous Marvin Hagler. For those of you that don't know, go watch that fight. Legendary.
Crazy.
Sugar Ray Leonard stole a bunch of rounds because late in the rounds he would hear his coach tap, his corner guy tap, 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 make a sound, and just start flurrying Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And that seems to be how Luka gained some steam. I ain't mad at it. He's a superstar stepping up, AllBall. I can't be upset with this.
You and Fleet always does this, and it's great, right? Because y'all can talk and then y'all can just make up a topic without even knowing it. What you said about is very important for Wembenyama to win. I 100% agree with that. because it makes you think about who you give MVP now. That comparison with Sugar Ray Leonard to Luka is 100% correct. Luka is all flash. Not saying Sugar Ray Leonard was all flash. No, right?
Knock your ass out.
But for that fight, right? But it's very important that Jaylen Brown's, Cade Cunningham's, Wemby's win an MVP because it helps revert back to what basketball is, right? You have to play both ends of the floor. I'm sorry, you do. And if you constantly keep letting guys win that don't play the other end, what are you saying about the game? What are you saying? When Mike and Bird and Magic and these guys was winning, what they were doing to have to win that, what LeBron was doing to have to win that, you're taking that away from those guys. So that topic, and it's sad that a lot of these big platforms don't discuss that, like what you just said. Like, yo, it's important. If we want to get the game back to competitiveness, if we want to get the game back to where it's a little bit of physicality, because think about how much better the game is when guys do these crazy moves, but it's actually tough defense on you compared to Olay, right? Imagine a guy shaking you and you actually put your effort in defense. It makes the play in the game look that much better. So I agree with you. A guy like Wemby, it'll make you look at the MVP thing different now. Now, that got to put in guys' mind, I got to play some defense if I want to have a chance to win this. So now you may get defense from Luka, Joker, in these guys. Not saying they're going to be great defenders, but at least you get the effort. Last night, last point, Lakers against Detroit. When Luka missed that go-ahead jump shot to take the lead, when Detroit grabbed the rebound, he didn't even want to foul.
Right.
He shied away from the contact.
Right.
Are we not seeing that?
And they let Dennis Jenkins go to the free throw line. Stupid. And I think Duren got the ball, rebounded it, or he had the ball at some point. Foul him.
Right. You like foul. But I watch him just let 4-5 seconds run off the clock. But I watch him not foul on purpose. So I'm going, hold on. You're not dumb. So what was that? This is what these guys are doing to the game that we all love. And I think, like you said, that was a great point. You got to start rewarding the guys that's doing it on both ends of the floor. I'm sorry. I'm always going to agree with that no matter what.
And Flea always puts things like, that's why I say you and Flea, just the way you speak is always great because you could think what you feel so effectively. Jab at the screen. Then you gotta jump out and jump back in all ball. Oh no, hold on. Stay right there. I think you good. But the thing with that is I think Flea asked me one time, so do you, me, myself, Fabian, do you believe that the superstars, the dominant figures of each era, there's an ebb and flow with the way the game goes? And with Michael Jordan and all these guys, come on. You heard about the Jordan rules. You heard about Isaiah Thomas complaining about Michael Jordan. Then he started bringing in all these defensive styles in the 90s to copy the Pistons and also to get more two guards in there to play more like Mike. They were starting to get drafted. Way more athletic two guards in the 90s than the 80s, and especially more Jordan-esque style. Spreewells, we could go, the list goes on. But then all of a sudden at the end of the 90s, 2000s, Shaq is flat out dominant, and David Stern is sitting there going, don't nobody want to watch this shit, man. The world is in love with basketball. We need to get some of these Euros in here, and they cannot deal with this. We got every team has at least 1 Euro in there. And back then, every team had 2, 3, 4 guys, not just for Shaq, but big men in general. That washed away in the last 15, 20 years because of the rules. Then you bring in Steph Curry, James Harden, who put the nail in the coffin for the rule. Oh, yeah, this is the game, which is really kind of Euro style, finesse style. And there was no Wemby, right? There was no superstar to say, hey, this is actual basketball, right? How do you stop this? Well, we always say back in that time, Joker and Wemby, I don't know what they do back then. I'm not sure if they can do what they're doing now. And going forward, I think it's totally important that Wemby is in these conversations, and I'm leaving out these guys. I forgot to say Steph Curry, of course, he's an elder statesman, but on that MVP list, Jaylen Brown, Wemby, and SGA talk a lot of cash shit. And Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham said, I'm better than all them dudes y'all talking about. You need that competitiveness, especially when those are the guys that are playing defense. And then add to the fact, once you bring in the big men to go stop Wemby, you're going to see more of the talented American players because that's where real basketball is made at. And it looks like an actual game again.
Right.
It stopped looking like that for a while, old boy.
Yeah, it definitely stopped looking like that for a long time. And, you know, hopefully a guy like Wemby, and then you make it get other guys to follow suit, right? I love Ant-Man's mindset and mentality as well, but you made a great point, and, you know, you just killed that because, listen, Wembanyama is doing something that, you know, we thought our guys would do, right? Now, we know LeBron, KD, Curry, you know, Kawhi, those guys are older. But listen, I think, you know, future faces of the league is probably going to be Wemby and Ant-Man. And I can't wait for them to have a rivalry. That's what the NBA is missing. And like I said, what Wembanyama is doing, man, I'm going to be honest, man. His attitude, his mindset, he's trying to single-handedly bring it back, Fabian, but he can't do it by himself. His passion, his effort, like I said, that comment that he made, bro, it needs to be spoken about more. And it needs to be talked about right. Like you need like the KGs, like you need the basketball aficionados, the GOATs. You need guys like Jordan to come out. Shaq, Barkley, like for just 1 second, stop being silly, stop trying to troll or go viral, and just be honest. Yo, we love the game. We needed to get back to this. I'm not saying, remember, you can mix in the bullshit with the real. I'm not saying we have to go 100% entertainment, but mix it in a little bit. Like, come on. So, you know, for me, that's why I want to see Wemby in the finals. I don't want to see nobody. SGA is competitive, right? But I'm going to be honest. If you get a San Antonio versus Knicks, remember, we met them in the finals before they beat us, even though it was a short season. But still, I'm at a point in my life now where I like watching Wembanyama. I like watching Ant-Man. I like watching Cade, even though I can't stand Detroit Pistons and their fans. Go to hell. Like I said, healthy smoke, right? I like watching Devin Booker. Everybody else I really don't like watching like that. Because I can tell. Yeah, y'all bullshitting. Y'all bullshitting. Look what happens when somebody like LaMelo Ball takes the game serious. See how talented and good he is? See how much better you make your teammates? What if everybody did that? What if every coach held their fucking players accountable? What if every player had the mindset Wembanyama had? Just imagine. That's why that era in the 80s and 90s, that's why people love it. They all had that mentality. Thank you, Mike Hart.
Right on cue. What's the best NBA? What's the best NBA rivalry right now? You just said two names, right? Who are in the mix for me? Wemby, Spurs, SGA, OKC, MVP candidates, championship contenders. And
you want more?
Go ahead.
The Knicks in Detroit. It's early, but there is something there. When we play Detroit, the world watches. That game is on national live TV. It's promoted. Like, so it is there. It's just that Fabian, the NBA don't want to promote certain shit for whatever reason. But it is there.
But right below that, must-see TV, Detroit versus the Knicks. We're biased with that one. I got to say this. They better show the next Pistons-Hornets game on national TV and get the slugfest started. That is must-see TV. You talk about throwback 80s basketball, big dudes, strong dudes on the court, swinging.
Fast, athletic. I agree. Nice. Young-minded. Yes. But Fabian,
great players.
like I said, I'm looking at the chat, and I love what Real King said. Big shout out to the whole chat, right? He agreed with you. Spurs because of the superstars. I'm gonna say Detroit and New York because of the fan base. Like, we've created that in a great way. We've created that. So yeah, Fabian, the difference is, man, like I said, you have 30 teams in the NBA. If all 30 coaches and all 30 of the best players or superstars of the team held each other accountable, and to me, a great example is LaMelo Ball. I always said LaMelo Ball is probably one of the best talents you'll see in the NBA, but he doesn't take the game serious. That coach benched him. I don't know what happened. That young man turned it around, and now you see the style of basketball and the type of player he could be. So just imagine if everybody did that and just take the game serious on both ends of the floor. And maybe start fighting and boycotting. Now we want to play fucking defense. How about that, Fabian? Right? Y'all boycott everything else. How about y'all have a meeting with the fucking commissioner and let him know, yo, man, we want this thing to be a little more competitive, a little more physical. We're not saying turn it into football and hurt each other, but we want to be a little more competitive. Like, come on, man. Come on. So, yeah, I just love what Wemby stands for and what he said. I love it, man. I love it. So it just goes to show not all of them is soft, not all of them is sweet. But big shout out Wemby trying his best to bring back the NBA that we love and bring back basketball that matters, which is playing on both ends of the floor.
Well, let's sum it up. We had a poll. Who's the MVP currently right now, AllBall? 4% of the vote went to Luka Doncic. 30% went to SGA. 32% went to Wemby. And you already know what this means.
Y'all are full of shit. Do not tell me.
34% for Cade.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Detroit, I gotta respect that because when Brunson was in the MVP race, I would have did the same thing. So you know what, Fabian? That's funny. That's funny. But actually,
right now we got a new poll up. What's the best NBA rivalry right now? I wonder if I can edit this because Thrillium, damn it, Thrillium, did it too late. I got Spurs versus OKC, Pistons versus Knicks, Pistons versus Hornets. I should have added Knicks versus Pacers.
All good.
Let's get to some of these super chats. Jamrock, thank you for your $2. Thoughts on Josh Hart coming to Bridges' defense recently? We touched on this yesterday, and we don't like it. We'll get into that later when Flea's in the mix, maybe a little bit more, because obviously they some guys talked about on ESPN, act like they ain't watching. And yeah, we'll definitely get into that later, Jamrock, even though you paid $2 for it. But we didn't like what Josh Hart, treating Mikal Bridges with kid gloves, but then you give Cat a closed fist to the face.
Right.
Had to almost
give him the Hulk. You give him the Hulk smash, right?
Right. The Hulk.
Right. Because my son's had when he's little, they got the big Hulk glove that you can buy. Yeah, you give him the Hulk smash, but like you said, you put on mittens for Mikal Bridges.
OE2K25, thank you for your $3. Appreciate you, man. Right.
Yeah,
I see you, man. Oh, that's actually is that €3? I don't know where that's from. I thought that was euros. Whatever it is, we appreciate it. Keeps us going. I like this. Even though he's from St. John's, Dennis Jenkins lighting shit up. He killed the Lakers yesterday, but he is a Johnny. Rick Pitino doing a damn thing. If I'm not mistaken, he was a two-way player, Dennis Jenkins, and they gave him a contract. So we were talking about Calipari giving people some money. I don't know how much harder it would be to do it from St. John's. Pitino got a big name, and he helped get that kid to the position he's in right now. Germany, okay, from Germany, damn, yo, appreciate you all. OE2K,
damn, thank you.
Speaking of Deutsch, huh? That's big time, old boy. What are we talking about?
Yeah, That's crazy.
By the way, we talked about, hold on a second. You see it up there. Cash App, ABTV3. Cash App, ABTV3. Instagram, AllBall TV, 3 underscores. AllBall TV, 3 underscores. Hit us up. Trying to build an Instagram thing. Get this campaign going. You're seeing it in real time. You are now witnessing in real time the conglomerate, the big time media space out of New York City. Huh? AllBall, my compadre, my partner, or socio. Flea will join us later. AllBall's in the mix, getting this thing rolling. Please follow us on those accounts so we can get this thing going to where it has to be. AllBall. We talked about Wemby changing the game. I mentioned a couple of names. How the NBA can follow suit, how they did before in previous eras. They let Magic carry the ball. They let Jordan carry the ball, stick his tongue out and travel all day long and not get fouled. They let another guy dominate and put the zone defense in the NBA because of him. And Wembanyama could possibly change the game similar to Shaq, who, by the way, may not be in the league if it wasn't for zone defense and get the Euros in there, the Euro movement that David Stern started. But I digress. Wemby can do something Shaq-like, changing the game. And guess what? How do we forget? This man has been through a lot. There's somebody else who's compared to Shaq. Not just by me. A lot of people out there. Kenyon Martin. Who you calling Shaq, dog?
Taller guys are the furthest away from the basket. What sense does that make? He could be as dominant as Shaquille O'Neal was in our era. Because these dudes don't understand how to play post D, man. They don't. I watch it. Put them in situations closer to the basket, more athletic, stronger than you. I win. I figured that out early in my career, dog. Listen, if you ain't more athletic than me, you ain't gonna play harder than me, you ain't stronger than me.
He's quick on your feet, light up.
What are you gonna do with me out here? And I'm gonna play harder than you. And he plays harder than 99% of the guys in the NBA. The taller guy.
Damn. Shout out to Kenyon Martin. I know we disagreed with you last week, but that's neither here nor there. He does provide this level of analysis sometimes of the workman guy. I wasn't no top recruited dude when I started playing basketball. I worked my way in college under Huggy and built his way. He could have probably left his second or third year, his junior year, but he said, I'm going to stay and learn some more stuff. He broke his leg, came back, broke his leg again in the league. Compare Giannis to Shaq, though. Big shoes to fill. Oh, boy, you agree?
He has a point. I agree with Kenyon Martin that Giannis could be as dominant as Shaq in this era. Let me make that clear, right? And I think Kenyon Martin may need to make that clear over there on Gil's Arena, right? I understand what he's saying. He played at a high level, #1 overall draft pick. He played that position. He might not have been as skilled as Giannis, but I love what he said. If I'm big, stronger, faster than you, work harder than you, and don't forget what he said. These guys don't know how to play post defense. And he's right, because there's no one posting up anymore. So he's saying, why can't you just go down there and just dominate? How many times have I said, Cat, you're the biggest guy on the court, 9 times out of 10, night in and night out. Why aren't you just running straight down the middle? Soon as you get down there by the post, under the basket, just push your man up and put your arm up. That's it. So I agree with Kenyon Martin from that standpoint. But to say he can be as dominant as Shaq, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, we forget at times Giannis is a little clunky. Shaq was never clunky, right? And as big as heavy as Shaq was, he was very light on his feet. So
he was very clunky early on.
Yeah, but I mean,
but he figured his way out. Phil Jackson showed him some drop step. Yeah.
Right. So I get what Kenyon Martin is saying. I don't know if he could be as dominant as Shaq, but in this era, he should be able to be the most dominant player. I say that. in this era, Giannis should be one of the most dominant players in the game today. To be as dominant as Shaq, I don't know about that. Because we all know with Shaq, it was insane. Like you had to jump. Allen Iverson told the story. I had to jump on his back, pause and ride, and he still took me up with him. Like, so I don't know if Giannis is Shaq food strong, right? But Kenyon Martin is 100% right. Why are all the big guys so far away from the basket? If I'm 7 foot, shouldn't a high percentage point be the most important? If the rim is 10 foot and I'm 7 foot, I'm only 3 feet away from the basket. Why am I all the way out there? 99% of the time. Majority of these big men, it ain't like 10 times they get the ball, 6, 7 times they in the paint, 3, 4, maybe 5 times they outside. They are outside of the paint 9 times out of 10. So with Kenyon Martin, I agree with that. And just my last point, I'm going to repeat. I don't know if he could be as dominant as Shaq, but in this era today, he should be the most dominant player in the NBA today over Embiid, Joker, all those guys, because physically he's just stronger than those guys. So I agree with Kenyon Martin from that standpoint. He's 100% correct. And I get a guy like him, when he says it, he's frustrated because it's like, just imagine. He could probably be saying to himself, imagine if I played today. I'm getting 300 million, bro, because I'm going to work harder than all y'all. So I get where he's going with that. I agree with him.
The key word there is should. That's the problem for me. That's the problem for me. And it's not out of effort because Giannis is a lunatic, I believe. But there's a big difference. Shaq just stepped on the court and was the most dominant thing we ever seen in our life. Still to this day. To this day.
Yeah.
They changed the rules for him. We're talking about how the league might have to change the rules for Wemby and bring it back to the old school because he's that dominant. Giannis ain't quite Wemby on defense, even though Giannis is probably got Defensive Player of the Year already.
No one's close. No one's even close to Wemby on defense. Sorry.
Right,
Sorry.
the way he impacts it. And
Yeah,
that's just stepping on the court and flat out dominant. There's nothing you could do about that. It's God-given. Once you say put him in the same conversation as Shaq, now we're talking Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain, who Shaq quoted as saying, when they asked him, could Wilt Chamberlain guard you? He said, he's too light in the ass. Shaq is crazy. Shaq was a nutcase. And it's not like Shaq gave as much effort on the court and probably off the court as Giannis. Giannis is he's chiseled, bro. He's chiseled. But I just think it has to do with should. That's the key word for me. That's the operative word, as they say in the English classroom. Nah, man. Shaq is a different beast. Shaq fool. He's just to be that charismatic at 7 feet and just be flat out dominant and basically boring to everybody. He's a different level.
But do you agree at least, and you don't have to dive into it too much, but do you agree at least? I agree with what you just said. I don't think he could be as dominant as Shaq, but in today's game, he should be the most dominant player today. Who you see that should be more dominant than Joel Embiid with being that size, that strong, that physical? Who do you see?
Another guy who got some Shaq comparisons, Joel Embiid, and a lot of a big
finesse,
criticism,
bro.
Right? A big criticism is that he lets the defense off the hook, which is what Kenyon Martin's point was. Shaq didn't leave you off the hook, and that's another thing. When it comes to the rules, I can see Giannis forcing the issue with the offensive fouls. I know it's a charge. I'm watching it going and letting it go because it's Giannis. With Shaq, you didn't know. You didn't know. He said, I got beat up every game. They didn't know what to call. The ref just looking at it like, he fouled you? He bounced off of you, bro. I thought you fouled him. It's a 50-50 call every time out. That's dominant.
But you know what Kenyon Martin is also alluding to? Just the physique, right? Joel Embiid ain't cut up, he ain't shredded up, right? He ain't toned up or none of that. Pause. So that's why for me, Embiid, he should be dominant, but he wants to be a two guard. I agree with Kenyon that, like I said, I don't see nobody that should be as dominant as Giannis could be today. So what you said is 100% correct. That should is very important. And it's just sad that everybody gets caught up in today's way of basketball, which is I'm 7 foot, I'm stronger than you, I'm faster than you, I work harder than you, I'm tougher than you, but I'm gonna go play way out there because that's what the coach is telling me to do, and that's what the game is today. Doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't.
And Shaq was a fat boy many times in his career, and still said, "I'm just gonna play my way into shape and throw everybody around like a rag doll." Giannis can't afford that.
Quick question: if Shaq played today, and he was the Shaq of Orlando, LA, do you think a coach could make him play this style of basketball where he's playing away from? Exactly.
No.
Exactly. Shaq would tell a coach, "Go to hell.
Right.
If you don't throw me the fucking ball out there, I'm demanding a fucking trade." And to me, that's the point nobody talks about. All these great players, you think today they would allow the coach or the fans or just the way the style of game is played? I'm Shaq. I'm dominant. I'm guaranteed 30 and 15. But you want me to step out there and make the game hard? I got to get a handle. I got to be able to shoot the 3-point shot. So,
also with that, I'll leave it with this. Shaq gives credit to his father, God bless the dead, and that dude Chi-Town from the Players' Choice, who's really, I think, he's like a cousin of his or something like that. He said, "Yo, they will call me after every game and critique me." When he was in high school, he said his father would tell him like, "Yo, you're not Magic. You're not Magic, so that's not your game. That's not where you're gonna make your money at." Shaq will be go watch the 92 or 93 All-Star game with Shaq. He's running like a gazelle, bringing the ball up court. He's crazy. Now that's where he might be doing like Giannis that people underrate. Shaq would sometimes bring the ball up. It would have to be at a certain speed. Obviously, you have a lot more guys in this era who could pick at the rock, but you know there's going to be several transition plays within this era where Shaq's going to be going crazy in transition. We're going to be like, "Yo, what the hell is this?" And again, if you're introducing a guy like that, you already saw what happened with the zone defense with him in the game. They had to go get guys off the bench. Similar to what we're saying about Wemby. We haven't seen guys get drafted to stop Giannis. We've seen guys get drafted to go get 6 fouls on Shaq. Yeah. That's the difference. By the way, AllBall, speaking of Giannis, there's an update on him. Brian Windhorst with the latest on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
This is a failure to communicate. It's a failure to communicate between Giannis and the Bucks. It's a failure to get on the same page, just like it was at trade season. We just saw Ramona Shelburne have that article last week quoting the Bucks ownership saying, if Giannis doesn't extend, we're going to trade him. Don't you think that's a discussion they would have with him? And at the risk of parodying myself,
oh, here it goes.
Why would the Bucks not want to play Giannis? Why? Why would they not want to play him? They don't want to play him because they do not want him to get hurt.
Right.
Because he's gotten hurt 5 times. Do they care about him and want the best for him? Of course. But Danny, why do they not want him to get hurt?
I would assume they want a better draft pick.
And protect their trade assets.
Now we've got it. If they wanted a better draft pick, they wouldn't have tried to win when he was injured earlier. They won while he was injured, and they've screwed their draft position. Maybe they will get lucky, and they will hop up, and basketball karma will go. But this is a team that doesn't want the player to play so that he doesn't get hurt, so that he can be traded for a higher value. They will not say this, but this is what their actions are very clearly sending.
The Bucks have...
That was Brian Windhorst of ESPN with the latest on Giannis. Also, he alluded to Ramona Shelburne, her article. She spoke on that and the Bucks situation currently at hand. And we're going to zoom in on this Instagram clip because this thing came out mad small.
Spoke to Bucks co-owners, Wes Edens and Jimmy Haslam. What did they say about Giannis's future?
Well, I think what was remarkable to me is that for the first time, we've got somebody in the Bucks ownership group saying, "Yeah, we could trade him." And Wes Edens essentially said, "Look, he's going into the final year of his contract, so one of 2 things will happen: he'll either be extended or he'll be traded." And that was, to me, my eyes opened wider when he said that, because there's been this idea that yes, they had discussions about him in the past, and yes, they gauged the market on him, but there was at least from teams that I spoke to who were engaged in those discussions, it didn't seem like the Bucks were all that serious about trading Giannis during this past season. They listened on offers, but the Warriors threw 4 unprotected firsts at them, and they didn't really gain much traction. Miami made a strong offer, and Minnesota made strong offers, but there wasn't the sense that they wanted to move forward. And a lot of the teams that I spoke to said, we're not exactly sure which owner is calling the shots here. There's Wes Edens has the controlling ownership, but Jimmy Haslam is also in the picture here. He'll take over as the controlling owner in 2 years, and Jimmy Haslam, at least in one case, engaged in direct conversations with another owner in this conversation. So who's making the call here? Is it the guy who's running the team now, or is it the guy who's going to run the team in a couple of years? And I think the sense is, yeah, they sat in a room with me together for 90 minutes. They said they're going to make the decision together. You got to take them at their word. And the fact that they said he'll either be extended or be traded, I think there was some clarity put forth in that conversation.
Well, the time.
And of course, I thought hold on, let me get rid of it. Apologies. And of course, they were alluding to the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks owners are going through a beef, which apparently is what this whole thing is about. And it's a dispute between the owners of the Milwaukee Bucks. They have economic disputes and legal disputes and a personal rivalry, apparently. It's a rare steakhouse owner, Mark D. Burish. He's currently embroiled in a high-profile lawsuit with their landlord. And what is this? This was stupid. Anyway, the article was dumb. I'm editing that out. But the Milwaukee Bucks owners are apparently at odds about trading Giannis, and they got their own smoke for each other. And it's part of the reason why the Giannis trade isn't going down. And also what Ramona Shelburne and Brian Windhorst broke down was all these teams made offers for Giannis at the trade deadline. A lot of them basically backed off because in the summertime, a lot more draft picks will be available and better assets, and whatever the Milwaukee Bucks are looking for will be available for the Bucks from these teams that they're in talks with, including our New York Knicks. What are your thoughts about all this with Giannis and just what's going on, Mr. I'm so loyal?
This thing is a mess, and it's worse than what we thought. It's both parties playing games, but now with what we just saw with the reports by Ramona Shelburne and just what happened on NBA Today on ESPN with Wemby and them, this is all Milwaukee. The Bucks are being dicks. Excuse my language, right? They're being assholes. And if I'm the commissioner, see, I'm this type of guy. You can't. What the Milwaukee Bucks is doing, Giannis wants to play. He's healthy. If you're not letting them play, shouldn't I fine you? So the Milwaukee Bucks should be fined for every time Giannis doesn't play. You think we should care that you're trying to protect him because you want however many assets or whatever haul you want for him? Somebody said it a while ago. This Milwaukee Bucks organization has always been a bad organization. Mm-hmm. And this is probably why Giannis wants to get the fuck out of there. He tried to play it cool. That's why what I said, Fabian, a while ago. Bro, embrace the villain, bro, because look, they don't rock with you and they don't respect you. If they like you and respected you and had whatever love for you, you wouldn't be there right now. You would be on the Knicks team because that shit would have been figured out or wherever you want to be. You see the deals that it was talking about, 4 picks, 5 picks, whatever it was. Why would Giannis not want to play in Miami? Why would he not want to play in Golden State? Why would he not want to play in New York? What the fuck y'all mean it's not enough? Fuck you think you're going to get for him? This Milwaukee Bucks organization is shit. And it just goes to show you, I won y'all a championship and that still wasn't enough. But for me, for y'all to like blatantly tell on yourselves, y'all should be fined. Because if a player is saying he's healthy and you're admitting he's healthy, but you're also admitting I'm not going to play him. What? So you're purposely, okay, gotcha, fine. So for me, it's too many games being played on both parties, but the Milwaukee Bucks, dead wrong. And now, for me, fuck the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't never want to watch them. I'm not supporting them. Them niggas can't get on my TV, none of that. I don't like organizations. I don't like coaches that play with people's future. Told you, I'm not a fan of Steve Kerr no more. What you did to Kuminga or attempted to do. Now look what Milwaukee is attempting to do to Giannis. I tried to be nice about it. I tried to be quiet about it, which is impossible to be quiet because I'm Giannis, right? But I watched KD get what he wanted. I watched the Lakers trade for Luka. You telling me I can't get the fuck up out of here? So now Milwaukee is dead wrong and they foul. And the commissioner really needs to look into this. And Milwaukee needs to start being fined. They need to learn their fucking lesson because you bugging. He ain't on the injury report list, and he's saying I want to play. Y'all not letting him play. This thing is a mess, Fabian. He needs to go ASAP.
I was going to start with how Giannis really did this to himself. He didn't go the Kobe route and buy some cribs in New York and let it be known I'm out of here. And he got
they said he did, right? Didn't they say he bought a building? He walked around in New York, so he did do that.
Right, but he didn't double down and come out and say, yo, I just want to be traded. Kobe Bryant really called up Stephen A. Smith on the radio and said, yeah, just trade me, bro.
Right.
I'm out. I'm done. And he didn't play with them. When Shaq was there, yo, it's either me or him. You know, and this is with perennial championship contending teams. But that whole point gets thrown out the window when you just made that point that nobody's talking about. How the hell are the Milwaukee Bucks playing in everybody's face when you supposedly changed all the rules for tanking, more competitiveness, and you said you're going to fine everyone who rest their players or bench their players when they're healthy, because that's what the people are paying for, to see the stars. Giannis is still a star at the end of the day, even if you're losing. So how is it that these TV rights, all the guys that gave the TV rights and paid for these TV rights, are actually allowing the NBA to do this in the middle of Adam Silver talking about expanding the NBA for what? So you can have two more bum ass teams and they can rest their players. That's the precedent you've already been set. That's been set. So that's an excellent point, man. Just a really great point, and it should be talked about way more. I thought we were competing. I thought we were going back to playing ball, and you got an MVP candidate. At the end of the day, as much as Giannis is a big man, he's still a superstar. A lot of big men weren't superstars back in the day. That's why Jordan came in and changed everything. But there's no excuse for this. Like he's foreigner. He's not from here. We respect his game. He's one of the foreign guys that we can't criticize about effort, playing defense. How do you not have him on the court for any nationally televised game? That's just terrible for the league. Terrible.
Yeah, it's worse than what we thought. Like and it just goes to show you, just my last point. Excuse me. It just goes to show you all that's BS. When he won a championship for this team, this, all that, and they respecting all that's BS. This Giannis and Milwaukee's Bucks situation just showed you that. And it just goes to also show you the owners, they have no respect for Adam Silver. None whatsoever. For the Bucks to admit that he's healthy, but we're not playing them for set reasons, is insane. And to have no type of repercussions, they have no respect for Adam Silver. He's a clown, bro. Like he's ruined a lot of things. Yeah, he's made the NBA money. Yeah, a lot of contracts, guys getting a lot of money. But what you've done to the game, and just the lack of respect that everyone has for you, and you just walk around and smile, looking all fucking stupid. It's insane, bro. And like just how haven't we heard anything about the Milwaukee Bucks being fined? How? Sad.
Right on cue. DeMario Montague, thank you for your $5. Harden hasn't won a ring, and he goes wherever he wants.
Facts. Come on, man. Look, KD won rings, but look, KD could be somewhere for 2 days. He don't like that shit. Get me out of here. And you know what? He gets what he wants. But DeMario, that's a great point. Great point.
Sidebar, real quick, 2 seconds. Do you believe Giannis will finish on everyone's all-time list ahead of Kevin Durant and James Harden?
As far as what? Basketball player?
Yeah, all-time greats.
Well, I think he's already ahead of James Harden, probably only because he has a ring. But no, I don't think he's getting past Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. I like I said, if he wins another championship in a certain manner, then that discussion would have to be had because he has 2 MVPs. He has the DPOY. He's a champion, Finals MVP. But I don't think he'd be ahead of KD. Like I said, unless he wins another ring.
Ray Floyd, thank you for your $4.99. I'm hearing that Detroit is getting a package together to get Ant on the Pistons with Cade. Ant has also expressed wanting to play with an elite point guard. What kind of Nightmare on Elm Street music you trying to play out here?
Yeah, Ray Floyd, get out of here with that bullshit, man. Trying to get us nervous. I don't want to hear that shit, Ray Floyd. Big shout out to Ray Floyd, though. But as a Knicks fan, we do not want to hear no fucking Ant-Man wanting to go to Detroit. Hell no.
We don't, but if they can keep most of those pieces, Ant-Man fits crazy over.
I don't, as much as we like the move and how it sounds, I don't like it. I think Detroit, if they could get like Devin Book, like they just need a legit 2 guard. They just need a legit 2 guard. Like a legit starting 2 guard. And it doesn't have to be a superstar. They have everything else. I don't like Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man deserves his own team. All right, Ray Floyd, if that happens, whose team is it now? Whose team is it? If they could get them a 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" shooting guard, I think that's what they're missing. I think that's what they need. I think Devin Book is perfect, but I think to me that's a bit much. Because like I said, to me, that's almost, not a super team, but name some other good shooting guards in the league.
Jaylen Brown, Booker.
Okay, but after that, like who's a tier under those guys? Like those guys are MVP candidates, right? Brown. Give me a tier under.
You know who'd be crazy with them when you said tier under? Desmond Bane would be a lunatic over there with the Pistons.
I like Zach LaVine maybe 4-5 years ago. Hold on, I give you another one for a year or 2 that plays with Zach LaVine.
Stump, thank you for your $2.
Oh, what's his name? I always I forget my guy's name.
DeMar DeRozan.
To me, DeMar DeRozan with Detroit for a year or 2, that's the move I would like.
Stump, thank you for your $2. Don't forget Giannis. He's to me now. Forget Giannis. He's to me now is the Cauchy guy. That is crazy. That is crazy. I forgot that after all the trade speculation, this mother lover came out and said he's an investor in some company where you can like wager anything. And he broadcasted or publicized a wager on where he's going. Giannis, an Ocean's 11 candidate for the 2026 season. And we'll leave it with this. Jay from 313. He says, facts. It's funny you're talking trash and hating on other teams' live chats. But y'all at AllBall TV, y'all boys funny and real passionate about ball, even if y'all like the Knicks. J313. That's exactly what we talking about. Anybody who's a stickler, to quote AllBall, who acts like they got to stick up their ass talking about basketball, we don't want to speak to you ever about anything in life, to be honest, unless I have to. Maybe if you pay me. AllBall. We back in an hour.
See y'all in an hour, 7:30. Knicks at home against the Pelicans. Y'all know how we do. We live reaction. We all up here. Knicks Rehab, Fabian, AllBall, Flea. Once again, y'all see the Cash App, ABTV3. Y'all see the Instagram channel, AllBall TV 3_. Please go support that. And if y'all want to see a great interview on YouTube, The Voice of the Valley with yours truly, AllBall. Great interview. Y'all would love it. Yeah, support all of that, man. The new Instagram page. Y'all see it up there. The Cash App. Y'all see it up there. We see y'all in an hour. Get your food. Put the kids to bed. Get yourselves together. 7:30, we are live for Knicks versus Pelicans.
And don't forget the bit of advice for the New York Knicks for tonight and every game going forward.
Don't fuck about none of them niggas, nigga. Get the fucking W. Get the fucking W. You like to get spit?
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.